Working with NRCS to develop a comprehensive access road drainage plan helps you to consider all aspects of the environment as it relates to your land.
Well, my name is Chris Wilburn, and we're in Julian, California.
The idea is to have an overall conservation plan to look at every resource concern on the property. That way you're not focused on just the landowner's objectives. You're really looking at everything that has to do with the land and the environment as a whole.
And so when Lynn comes out, we talk about things. We participated because we wanted to clean up our property. What used to happen was that the water would just run straight down this road, and it would be 3 or 4 foot deep as far as the gully.
So that was our main concern, is looking at this particular gully, what that caused in the past. We came across the idea we better get some protection in here, some durable water bars. This particular practice we're looking at here is located on a road segment that's roughly 300 feet in length, and their preference was to keep it open, but Chris's idea too was, let's use this as another way of egressing the property in case of an emergency.
They filled it all back in where all that rut was, and then they started rebuilding and shaping everything.
We've got the first water bar, that's the first line of defense from the drainage that comes this way. And we've put 3 in, so we've got good redundancy. When it comes into here, it collects, it hits this dissipation, these rocks.
Here's something that makes sense. We have lots of rocks. If you dig a hole, 2/3 of your hole is rocks. So NRCS allowed us to use native rock. So basically you're just building it where the water hits this, flows down, diffuses out, and you don't get the erosion.
Here is a great example of a culvert to handle the concentrated flows coming off the road as well as the forest uplands area. It's a very small watershed, so the 12-inch culvert handles the flow just fine. When we are evaluating the alternatives during the development of a conservation plan for an access road, one is to decommission that road. When it's no longer needed or it's an extra, we can put boulders or large objects in front of it and let that come back to native habitat.
The big picture is his nestled in a whole area that was burned in 2003 pretty severely. There was a lot of erosion problems. A lot of the conifers were killed, and because what we're trying to do is push towards restoring the forest conditions.
And we say, well, we got to get the brush out because that's the fire hazard. We've got to spray, and we need to replant.
This will be treated with herbicide to knock down the proportion of this kind of brush. Over here is the before condition, right across the road on a different property. And this is 10-year-old ceanothus. It sucks a lot of moisture. It robs moisture from the oak and the other developing species.
And then in there, we spray again in the spring and we replant.
I think it's important to try to return the land to its historic overstory of tree species and not shrub species, because that's the native habitat.
This landowner was able to benefit by having a reduction in erosion. We eliminated the gully, reducing the fuels by the mastication as well as the herbicide treatments, and then benefiting the wildlife by having habitat for them.
If you'd like more information about access roads on forest land or other conservation practices, contact the District Conservationist at your NRCS office or visit our website.